It's the moment everyone dreads. There I was, standing at the lectern with my notes and my thoughts. My speech was going wonderfully, until I came to the one argument that I was forced to skip. Why? I had no idea how to respond. Everyone is put on the spot at least once in their lives, but the challenge is how to be prepared so that you don't end up like I did, unable to defend yourself. So let me put you on the spot. What if I asked you who Immanuel Kant was, or to recite his categorical imperative? Judging by your looks, I would probably guess you'd tell me you can't remember. But if I asked you what the golden rule was, I bet most of you could tell me. Most of us don't realize how much the old philosophers have influenced the way that we think about things. Now, what if I asked you what idealism was? What about pragmatism? Those words are pretty deep. See, most people would tell you that they're scared by the concepts of these words, but I bet you they're just scared by the character count. Do you know what an optimist is? Well, if you've seen Alec Petche's speech, you know what it is. Optimism is the same as idealism, and pragmatism is just the mindset of being realistic. That's all it is. Those big words are just like a scary-looking shadow of something that's a lot of fun and not scary at all. Just ask Casey. All this fear causes a major problem. Because we get scared by big words, we aren't learning basic philosophical principles. This means that when we're put on the spot, we have no idea how to explain ourselves. So, thankfully for us, the solution is easy. All we have to do is take the time to learn some of the basic methods of philosophy. Let me tell you my story, because obviously I had to learn, or else I wouldn't be giving this speech today. Amazing how that works. When I was about 12 years old, I started debate, as was mentioned, and quite honestly, I was terrified. I was scared out of my mind. And in my last year of debate, my topic was whether governmental legitimacy was achieved through giving people what they want or by respecting their individual rights, life, liberty, and property. When I was arguing for the will of the people, one of my opponents asked a very good question. How does giving people what they want prevent violations of individual rights? They presented examples such as Socrates' trial in Athens, where the majority voted to kill him. How was I supposed to argue this? I racked my brain for an answer in the heat of battle, but nothing came. After the tournament, I decided to look at this question through a philosophical lens. I asked myself, what is popular sovereignty? Popular sovereignty means that the government is run by the will of the people, or general acceptance. Then I asked myself, what do people usually want from their government? They want their government to protect them. The link became clear that the idea of popular sovereignty was actually based on individual rights. In the next tournament, I was able to argue the issue much more comfortably, and in fact, I ended up winning and qualified to nationals. And all to think, just because I used a basic philosophical principle. Now, of course, just as you might, I had objections when I began learning. So I learned a few lessons. Allow me to share with you some of the deep concepts that I learned about philosophy. First of all, I learned that philosophy is not mystical and kung-fu-y. Do not laugh, this is serious. Secondly, I learned that philosophy is actually not a bunch of fluff. Let's see the Hammets take that home. But most importantly, now remember this is very important, I learned that philosophy is not nonsense. Yeah. So philosophy, you may be thinking, okay, yeah, we can help you explain government. What about more everyday things? All right, let's move on to that. If you're a teenager, you probably think that Joseph Kony ought to be brought down, right? What about Toms? Why do you buy Toms and you support their mission of 1 for 1? If you understand ethics, it could help you explain why. Or, a more fun example, why do you buy certain clothes? Or why do you like certain music? For me, philosophy also helped me explain why I think that Louis Tomlinson is much more attractive than Justin Bieber. Oh my gosh, that was a fun discussion. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I don't want to change the slide. It's so beautiful. There's one more question remaining. Why should we learn philosophy and all of its big and scary words, and it's going to take so long, and I really don't want to do that? I mean, Let me give you 4 good reasons why. First of all, it makes it easier to communicate with you because you have a broader vocabulary with which to describe things. Secondly, and this is one of my favorites, it makes you sound smarter. Yeah. Thirdly, it also makes you more fun to talk to because there's more to talk about. But most importantly, it helps you when you're put on the spot. You see, philosophy is like a yardstick, and it gives you this yardstick to measure the consistency of your beliefs. A yardstick stays straight no matter how you put it, and so should your beliefs. My hope for you is that the next time you're put on the spot, you won't end up like I did, struggling to defend your position and babbling like an idiot. If you take the time to learn and prepare yourself, you'll be ready when the time comes. Just remember, you can do it.